Hello, welcome to another Thinking Coach tip. This is an insight, and today is addressing the second presidential debate from the standpoint of communication and critical thinking. Now, the word critical thinking is not really understood, but to make it very simple, what critical thinking deals with is what is important, how to think about the most important thing when you make a decision, what is absolutely critical that you cannot deny, what is the value that is the most important value that you are considering when you do this or that, or when you make a decision. What's motivating? What's the most important reason? So critical thinking is to do with what the most important thing is. And I find it to be a very sanity providing thinking, especially in light of the mess we're seeing in these debates, which is extraordinary, beyond belief. I've never seen anything like that, and I've been following debates now for over a quarter of a century. It's incredible what I saw last night, and I'm sure you saw as well, and you have your own views about it. But let me talk to you about critical and communication. Okay? Now, what we saw last night is one candidate completely ignoring the questions that are being asked and using every question to either build themselves up or demean the other person, or a combination of both, but not answering the facts that needed to be answered to the questions that were asked. In the case of Donald Trump, I think I counted the use of the word I about 50 times in the course of 2 minutes. Counter to this, Hillary Clinton used a lot of the word we, and she tried to answer the questions as she was fending herself and defending herself from the attacks of Donald Trump. Now, this was starking to anyone who is seeing this. And the critical question that you must ask yourself when you decide who to vote for, and by the way, I'm not advocating any political decision here, but you must ask yourself, what is the critical value that I'm voting for? What is the real motivation for me voting? And what am I voting for that is the most important? And you have a whole menu to choose from. But the critical thing is the value. Because you want someone who is sitting in the White House, who's got some decency, some value, some measure of authenticity, that you can say that this is my president and feel some honor about it. Now, I can tell you, and this has nothing to do with my political view, that Donald Trump would never get my vote, simply because he's indecent as a person, and in fact, he insults me as a man. When I hear his comments about women, it's earth-shattering to me. I never speak like this. None of my friends ever spoke like this. How could I possibly nominate a president who speaks like this? So, he is finished with me only on that critical issue of value. I look no further. Because a person who can talk about women like that, and the way he deals with Hillary Clinton in the debates, cannot get my vote. Now, that's for me the critical thinking. What is it for you? And you gotta ask that question. The communication part is the expression of that critical thinking. So when you see one person going I, and another person going we, you can see the difference in values. That's how you can discern critical thinking through communication. That's one tool you can use. The other tool is to see how much facts one person brings to the table and how much demagoguery the other person brings. And what I mean by demagoguery is tying all kinds of points that never come together, tying them to make such a mishmash that you become dizzy. You don't even know what the person is talking about, whilst they use that opportunity to demean the other person and point physically this finger at them. This is repulsive, my friends. And if you want to think critical thinking, this is a way to think. What is the value? Through communication. Thank you.